Bambi and Yandy shocked by Frost's secret poly life with Jasmine. Reality television thrives on secrets, surprises, and scandals. Just when fans think they've seen it all, another bombshell drops to shake the very foundations of friendships, marriages, and alliances. This time, the shockwave comes from none other than the Frost household, where whispers of a secret poly lifestyle involving Jasmine have left Bambi and Yandy completely floored. The calm before the storm. For years, Kirk and Rashida Frost have lived under the microscope of cameras. Their marriage, rocky yet resilient, has survived infidelity, outside children, and more drama than most couples could stomach. Fans respected Rashida for her strength and often wondered what, if anything, could still shake her. That's why, when murmurs of a poly arrangement surfaced, jaws hit the floor. Jasmine, the woman who once fractured the Frost marriage, is apparently back in the picture, though this time under very different circumstances. According to whispers in the Atlanta social scene, the Frosts may have been quietly entertaining a consensual poly lifestyle where Jasmine isn't the enemy, but rather a willing participant. Bambi and Yandy, two women not known for keeping quiet when they see red flags, were blindsided when the truth spilled. How did the secret come out? The truth rarely stays buried in reality TV circles. It wasn't paparazzi who uncovered the secret, nor was it a slip-up on Instagram. Instead, it was an overheard conversation during a late-night industry mixer. A fellow cast member casually mentioned Jasmine's unusual closeness with the Frosts, sparking questions that couldn't be ignored. When Bambi and Yandy pressed for details, they were stunned to hear that Jasmine had not only reconciled with Rashida, but was allegedly part of the Frost family dynamic in a way no one saw coming. They thought they were being discreet, one insider revealed, but Jasmine's presence in their household was too frequent to ignore. And the energy between the three of them? Let's just say it wasn't giving casual friendship. Bambi's reaction: disbelief and frustration. Bambi, who has navigated her share of messy relationship dynamics with Scrappy, was absolutely floored. To her, the idea that Rashida would willingly let Jasmine back into her life in such a personal way felt like betrayal against every tear, every argument, every fight Rashida once stood through. Bambi feels like Rashida fought too hard to reclaim her dignity to then invite Jasmine back in under any circumstance, an associate close to her shared. She can't wrap her head around why anyone would do that after all the pain. Yandy's perspective: shock but curiosity. Yandy, always a strategist, approached the revelation with a slightly different lens. While equally shocked, she couldn't deny her curiosity. Yandy has always been vocal about women taking control of their relationships and defining love on their own terms. Though she didn't outright endorse it, she admitted she wanted to understand how the Frosts made such an arrangement work. Yandy is the type who wants to know the mechanics, a castmate explained. She doesn't condone secrets, but she's intrigued by the honesty it might take to live that kind of lifestyle. The bigger picture: power, trust, and taboo. Poly relationships are still taboo in much of the mainstream entertainment world, particularly when layered on top of past scandals. For the Frosts, who spent years publicly repairing their brand, revealing such a lifestyle could either dismantle the progress they've made or redefine them as pioneers of unconventional love. But the secrecy is what complicates it. If the Frosts had openly shared their choice, the reaction might have been mixed but less scandalous. Instead, whispers of secrecy make it appear shady, as though the past is repeating itself under a new disguise. For Bambi and Yandy, it's not just about polyamory, it's about loyalty. To them, Rashida inviting Jasmine back in feels like rewriting history in a way that disrespects the pain she once leaned on them to endure. Jasmine's role in the drama. Jasmine, of course, is no stranger to controversy. Once vilified for her involvement with Kirk, she has long tried to reposition herself as a woman with her own narrative, not just the other woman. If she is indeed part of this secret poly arrangement, some might see it as a redemption arc, others as a bold play for stability and acceptance. Critics argue that Jasmine thrives in chaos and has found a way to stay tethered to the Frost Empire. Supporters suggest that if everything is consensual, then perhaps She deserves a second chance at peace. What this means for the cast. Drama like this never stays private for long. Now that Bambi and Yandy know, it's only a matter of time before the rest of the cast catches wind. Conversations will explode, alliances will be tested, and the Frosts may be forced to publicly address what's been whispered behind closed doors. For Bambi, it may create distance between her and Rashida, a friendship that has weathered storms before. For Yandy, it may spark deeper conversations about love, relationships, and societal judgment. And for the Frosts, the question becomes whether they are strong enough to own this revelation, or if it will shatter them all over again. The fans' dilemma. Fans of the franchise are already buzzing online. Some say Rashida deserves the freedom to live however she chooses, especially after enduring Kirk's past indiscretions. Others are less forgiving, believing that Jasmine's involvement, no matter the context, erases years of growth and makes Rashida look weak. But one thing's certain, viewers will be glued to their screens, waiting to see if the whispers become a full-blown confrontation. Closing thoughts. In the unpredictable world of reality TV, the line between empowerment and scandal is razor-thin. If the Frosts are indeed living a secret poly life with Jasmine, it forces everyone, Bambi, Yandy, the cast, and the audience, to reconsider what love, loyalty, and forgiveness really mean. Bambi may call it betrayal. Yandy may call it curiosity. Fans may call it messy. But to the Frosts, it might simply be their truth. And in the end, truth, no matter how shocking, is always what keeps the cameras rolling.